Hey you guys, so today we are doing my top 10 of 2022. I nearly did a top 22 of 2022, but I decided 10 would be enough. I needed to make it more concise. I was also arguing with myself about figures, so I just made it a boom, that's it. Though I'm sat in here now looking and I'm thinking, that should be in it as well, and that should be in it, and that should be in it. I wanted to put some Black Series in it, but none of them got enough views this year, and there was nothing really that excited me. Same with the Marvel Legends. I so tried to find some. There was an odd Iron Man and things like that, but there was just nothing that made me go, oh, that is the best they've ever made. So it's a little bit on them. Again, this is probably going to be quite heavy, looking down at it, on the neca. There are quite a few independent little companies, you know, the not official made figures, if you know what I mean. Trevor was nearly on the list, but nobody seemed to know who Trevor was, so I'm just looking over there because that's where my figures stand. Yeah, I wanted more Jaws figures. Some of the Gremlins should have been here. Yeah, but I've kind of got this down to a top 10. So let's have a look and see what I picked. So here we go. Let's see. What should we start with? So we will start with, seeing as this is a figure I love to bits. I'm surprised it wasn't in last year's, but it was this year, and she has. I love this figure a bit, but she does have a habit of falling off the shelf. She has broken her base. She came with a little round disc base that broke pretty soon on, so she's currently standing on, I think it's off a KO Spider-Man. But yeah, she has been a fantastic figure, but a real pain in the tush to get to stay on a shelf. It was really weird. She was on the shelf. She was top of her head was touching the shelf above, so I would have thought she would have stayed stationary. But no, Elvira has thrown herself on the floor many times. But yeah, at the minute she stands on the table over there because she can't fall. She has stood on there for the last 6 months without falling over, so she's going back on the shelf when I've done this video. I'm going to move the shelf around a little bit and make some space for her, but yeah, she is, as you can see, a fantastic figure. I'm not going to do too much detailed showing on this. If you want to see the figures, go have a look at them in their original reviews. This is just a top 10, so, you know, we don't have to go into articulation and stuff like that. Yeah, right. So that is Elvira. Let's put her down and gently over there. And she's already dropped a cup, which took me 10 minutes to get her to hold that anyway. Next we will have, so we'll go with the Turtle Ego Hunchback. I like this. I mean, the amount of detail that they put into this, the stuff in the back there is amazing. That is screwed in so it doesn't move. He does seem to have a little bit of a problem. He's been stood on the shelf fine, but since I moved him, I don't know, it's just that this is a slippy surface, but he seems to want to do the splits. He sits quite happily like that, but he is a little bit loose of foot. But yeah, this is another one of those. I mean, the detailing, this is neca at their best. There are going to be a few neca figures in this set. I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit, but yeah, I have enjoyed all of the Universal Monsters ones they've done so far. I struggled. I nearly just put the two. What else did we get? April as the bride and the Mummy. I nearly put those two in, but they are up on my list. But I'm trying to make it just one figure. I nearly did the same thing. The Centurion figures were nearly in the set. This is when it was 20. There was the Centurions. There was so many good figures last year, but I'm trying to make it 10. Right. So that's him out of the way. Next, again, another neca figure. Hooper drives the boat. I mean, who thought after all this time we would be getting Jaws figures? I think this is a brilliant figure. Yes, I would have liked them to have looked like they did when they're on the boat, but just to have a Jaws figure is fantastic. Hopefully at some point we will get a Chief Brody in some shape or form. It's such a shame that his estate is kind of fighting with them to do that figure, but yeah. This and Quint stand happily. I think Quint was in last year's top 20, so Hooper had to be in this year's top 10. Just a brilliant figure. I was so hoping this year to get my 1:6 scale Jaws, Bruce Shark, but didn't happen yet. It's on the cards. As soon as I get the chance, I will get one. Right. So after him, let's have a think. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll throw something that isn't neca in there. We will put, and this is going to be a taller figure, and he's not going to stand. He stands really well on top of the shelf. This is the Cliff Secord, the Rocketeer. I just think it was a brilliant figure. I have wanted one of these for a long time. When I started collecting the Hot Toys all those years ago, which I've kind of put the brakes on those because the prices, and I don't have the room for them really. But yeah, Doctor Strange is still my favourite in the Hot Toys, but yeah, this is a figure that I've wanted for so long. Putting the jacket on was a pain in the tush, but we got there. It's just brilliant. I am so happy. The helmet is a little bit, as you can see, on the large side, but yeah, it's a Rocketeer, man. It's like one of my favourites. Right. So while we are on the subject, and I've got the camera set up to that angle, because these two guys share shelf space, we have Dr. Jones. Again, just a fantastic figure. Waited a lifetime for an Indiana Jones. I know we have these new ones coming from Hasbro, but I'm sitting on the fence with them. I don't know whether they look that good. I'd rather NECA had made them. I know I'm going to sing NECA's praise a lot in these videos, and I do. And they have had their faults, and they do have their main mistakes, but they just try. That's the difference. I think NECA are still run by collectors, where Hasbro is run by business people, and that's the difference. But this is just a fantastic. I am going to do a close-up of this guy, because just look at that. Harrison Ford is such a difficult likeness to get right, and this pretty much does it. This has everything you could want from Indiana Jones. Yeah. Right. Pop that back on there. Now we shall move him out of the way. So we got, oh, tell you what. So we'll go from one of my bigger, taller figures to these guys. Yeah. The Toony Terror American Werewolf in London set. I just think this is brilliant. I mean, look at that. Who doesn't want an American Werewolf in London animated series? The animated series. I want the cornflakes. Hopefully we get some more figures from this. But yeah, I do. I want one. I want a proper NECA. If you're listening, I want a proper Jack. Okay, they're brilliant. Just brilliant. Yeah. Okay, so while we're doing retro movies, let's bring in. Now I did do these as two, because I just thought they needed to. I think this, and a lot of people have been kind of critical of this, kind of critical of that, and yeah, they may not be perfect. People keep telling me this is painted wrong, but look at the detailing in it. Just look at like the wiring and the little stickers and the thing. It is just, they have put the effort in there, and it's still, I'm not sure where the button is. No, there it is. Still makes the noises. Brilliant. And a Robocop. of exactly the same scale. Yes, the Ed, I would have liked to have seen a little bit, you know, interchangeable parts. This, they tried their best to get the colours on there, which kind of works. It doesn't maybe work so much under this bright light, but under a normal lighting system, he looks quite good. I still don't use that leg. I don't like the leg, but there you go. And it would have been nice if they'd have maybe done the pinless legs, but that's a different thing, because that was a while ago and they didn't have them at that time. Right. Right, so here is something a little different as well. We have an Iron Giant figure. I cannot for the life remember who made this, but you'll find it in the... I'll put a link at the end for this one, because I just think this is brilliant. It is metal. It is very heavy. That bit is removable. I just think it's beautiful. I have the Walmart exclusive walking version. I like it, but I don't like it as much as this. I mean, even the little fingers are articulated and things like that. They just really made a beautiful posable figure. And with his S on there we go. It's just brilliant. Yeah. Another fantastic figure from an old, is it retro? I don't know. An old animated movie. How many of you out there, leave a comment at the bottom, how many of you have seen Iron Giant? Because it is truly one of my all-time favourite animated movies. That isn't Disney. Right, so we're down to the last two, I think. I hope so. I think I can count to 10. I may have to take my shoes and socks off if we go over 10, but yeah. Right, so this is a two-figure set. The Last Ronin, the Turtles Last Ronin figures. I just think these are beautiful. He looks so grumpy. I still haven't read the graphic novel that this is from, but just look at the detailing on that. And now you see, the Dungeons and Dragons animated series figures nearly ended up in this top 10, but they're just not good enough. They're good. We haven't had them, but they're not this good. You know what I mean? And I keep people keep making comments on there, and I keep on my review, and I keep saying, if NECA had have made them, they would have gone somewhere between. They've made those. I mean, we should be talking about these. They've made them retro, but not retro. You feel me? You know what I mean? That they've made them. I don't know what they are, but yeah, I wanted something like this. But anyway, just look at. It's awesome. These are absolutely fantastic. Even this guy with the. I mean, yes, he's got less equipment. He's got less, but he's still just so cool. And it's kind of a shame because some of these figures I've reviewed them and none of you have watched them. They've got such low viewing figures. I did the Splinter Van Helsing the other day and he's got like 200 views. It's like, what? Please guys, go watch some of my old videos that I've done over the last few months, because they're getting really poor viewing figures. And I'm starting to think it's me. Yeah. Voiceover guy's crying in the corner. He is. There's tears. Yeah. Right, so my number one, and this really is a number one for me. I think I said in the video when I unboxed it, this is going to be a number one figure, is the Predator Shaman Lost Tribe figure. I just think this is something special. I don't know. It is just... Yeah, we've got the same body under there and all that sort of stuff, but the mask, the body, the cloak thing, the poncho, you put wire in it, you can pose it. The backstory to it is just breathtaking, and I could not help but put this like number one. The others are pretty much in no particular order, but if I was to say what would be my number one wow figure of the year, this guy. He's just perfect, and he just looks so awesome. And yeah, go watch, if you haven't, go watch the review of him, because it is a brilliant figure. So that is kind of my top I'm going to do something fancy now and try and put all the figures into one shot so I can do the thumbnail at the end. Yeah, these guys have been, it's been an impressive year. Yes, there is a lot of neca in here, but if they're making the good figures, I know people have dislike for neca and some of their stuff, and yes, they have got a bit of an iffy record with some of their figures that they've made over the years, but I just think if you look at what they're making now, I think they've addressed some of their problems. I think they've looked at it and gone, right, we need to change the game and up the game, and I think they have definitely done it. I mean, yes, I know people keep complaining that these guys, these Lost Tribe, are just the same figures with different attachments and things like that, but that was the principle of the original design of the creatures at the end of Predator 2. These guys were just suits that were hanging up in the back, and they stuck different bits on them and different helmets just to make something different, just for an end scene. And these guys have run with it and made these, and I think they're great. We've got a RoboCop, we've got an Indiana Jones. Who thought we'd have had an Indiana Jones? This guy, like I say, I have no idea what the meaning of this is, but it just looks so cool, the detail in the animation. There were so many other turtle figures I wanted to put in here, and the Samurai Rabbit. Yeah, this it wasn't another hard year to pick, but that was my top 10. So yeah, this is the beginning. This is the first video of 2023. Yeah. I hope you guys will keep watching. I hope you guys, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. It really helps. I am getting a lot of views, but not a lot of subscriptions. So please hit that subscribe button down there. It just means the algorithm works better. It's weird. I really don't know. There's not a lot around at the minute. I keep looking and there's stuff and I go, oh, I saw a Mezco Iron Man this morning and I nearly hit the button for it and then realised it was 4-year-old. But would you guys like to see things like that? I don't know. How do you want me to review figures that other people have already reviewed a long time ago? Just show my collection, or do you want me to try and find things like these guys that are hot, new and toasty? Yeah? I don't know. You guys, I need your feedback in the comments underneath. So please, tell me what kind of things and videos you want me to do. I'm going to try and do a lot more lives this year. I got a new laptop, so hopefully that will be better for doing lives. We're working on it, okay? So yeah, I'm going to wind this up. I hope you all had a great Christmas. I hope you all had a great New Year. I hope you're all having a great day, a great night, and we'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully voiceover guy will be back for then. Learn very much. I'll see you all later. Bye now.